Kathy here from Kathy's Cute Creations. Good morning to everybody. It's a beautiful day out there. It's going to get a little bit warm, so I've got my air on. Hopefully I'm loud enough that I'm going over the air conditioner. And today we're going to be doing the cotton cuts. This is clue 6. I do the small one. It is Sparkle and Shine. There you go. Here are my colors, Topaz. I really like these colors. And then the block of the month for July is that there. This is before it's colored. You can enter the competition and color and put it online. Somebody will be chosen as the winner. And let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so if you're following along, here are our colors. This is going to be A, so if you're choosing your own colors to make this, this is a light color. Because you know, you can always buy a kit and make it in addition to that. You can make a couple more if you wanted to. This is E, and that is D. And so it looks like it's going to be pretty good. It's going to end up with two different. We're going to name one of them section 6A and one section 6B. Now we're going to add A and D, and when you're done, you'll have used up all of the D's, but you'll have two A's left over. This is how you know based on your colors. Let's go ahead and we're going to sew these and we're going to chain stitch them. So I'm going to start out with no pinning, but I have my overhead fan on as well as the air conditioning behind me, and if my pieces start blowing, then I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to try without the leader ender because I'm not starting on a corner, so it should not be burying itself down inside my bed here. Hopefully my hands don't get in the way. You want to be real careful because this is on the bias. So I don't know if anybody is following Stephanie Bond. That's the lady that did the podcast I talked about before. Well, in the month of July, starting in the month of July, this month, she will put and it's not a chapter, I think it's a page at a time, of a new book she's got that's called The Elevator Girl. In case anybody's interested in her books, you can check it out on her website. It is a free every day. It's not a podcast now, it's just a little bit of writing. I bring it up every day and write it. For the first 10 days, they're all on the same page. After the 10th day, starting with the 11th, she will do one day at a time. So you lose the first 10 days. Hopefully you've watched it and you're following along. If you're interested, that is. And you end up with 4. They're telling us to iron them towards D, which is the dark color. And now the directions say they want us to take the square of E, which is the other color, because remember these are A and D. So we're going to take the real pretty little flowers. These always make me think of little berries, like raspberries is what they make me think of. But that's the next fabric we're going to take, and we're going to put it against the D. So make sure you have it correct. They want it going in this direction, so they want the D at the bottom towards the right, the A at the top towards the left, and then we're going to attach them like that. We'll go ahead and we'll do that now. Alrighty, so I'm going to put this video up tomorrow. Today is Friday. I got this in the mail on Wednesday day. So when I came home Wednesday night from work, that's when it was in the mail. I didn't have time to do it Thursday, so I'm doing it today. And I also want to let you know that now that Elevator Girl is only going to be through the 10th. So if you're interested, you need to go to Stephanie Bond, BOND.com, look it up. You don't have to pay anything, you just read it a little bit every day. It's really interesting. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't know who all is interested and who's not, so. And the last one. Everybody excited for the next one to start up? Our first, I believe the first shipping goes out on the 30th of July. If you want to go over to Cotton Cuts, I don't think they're totally sold out of everything. You can go over there and get you a kit if you'd like. For the next one, it's called Olympia. You'll end up with 4 of them. Now we're going to take the remaining squares and we're going to put them together. That's E and A. Now the last ones, they were ironed towards the half square triangles or the D. And then with your A and your E, this one here, it's going to be towards the A fabric when we iron it. We're just putting it together, and then when we're done, we're going to attach it to the ones that we just finished. So we're going to nestle these. There's no marking, strictly nestling, spooning, whatever you want to call it. Pin it. And then I'm going to pin it at the top up here, just to keep it straight, because this is not going to be flipping up any. But I want to make sure it's straight, like that. And to keep this on the left side straight, I'm going to pin it. This way the fabric doesn't have a tendency to twist when you go to sew this in. I'm going to do the same thing down here. I want to make sure both these ends. You'd be surprised what little bit of a difference it makes if it doesn't set straight across there. Alrighty, just like that, and we're going to go ahead and chain stitch all 4 of these. This is going to be our first set when we're finished with these 4. That one does not want to move. Let's see what we can do. Maybe it, there we go. Just didn't want the pin in there. Okay. That pin. Alright, you end up with 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to make them section 6A. And I write it like this, and I put a little 4 so that I know I have 4 of them. So if this little sheet gets off, I can recognize 6A. If one of them, 2 of them gets loose from the rest of them, at least I'll know there's 4 of them that look the same. Alright, let's go ahead and do our section B now. This won't take long. We're actually going to make some flying geese, 2 of them, and then we're going to add that long strip to it. Here's what they're going to look like. We're going to go ahead and we're going to sew these together, chain stitch them also. Now remember, when you do these, you can't do both sides. You got to do one, then you open it up and you iron it, and then you do the other one because they're going to cross over the top of them to make the nose on the flying goose. And if you need to use a piece of paper to do these flying geese, that's fine. You can use paper. Alrighty, be real careful with the bias here. I went ahead, I wanted to bury it. Okay, so I tried to eat it the first time around, so what I did was I took it apart, and sprayed it with starch so that it would be firm, because that will firm it up. And like I said, I put a pin down here on the end because I didn't want that little piece that flipped over on me. I wanted to make sure that my needle caught it and didn't flip over on this end. Okay, there we go. I don't think that it flipped. And hopefully this, I better just go ahead and starch this just to be on the safe side. Alright, let's try it now. Oop, it's trying to bury it. Let's see if it'll, hopefully it won't. Sometimes when you stop and you move it, like I just did with my flywheel there, it avoids that. I tell you, it just picks and chooses when it wants to do that. Okay, let's go up to the needle here. There we go. Let's take that out. There we go. Let's take a look at it. Alrighty, so we pressed it towards the A, which is here. And now we're going to attach the long strip on here. We'll go ahead and chain stitch them. And let's see where we're going to iron it. So then we're going to iron it towards the rectangle. So we're going to be pressing towards the right, and then we'll have both those done. Alright, let's do that. Now to avoid this strip here dragging, I've just folded it up a couple of times so that it's up on my board here. Otherwise, if it pulls, it might distort on you. We'll iron it open and we'll mark it. Alrighty, so you should have 2 that look like this when you're all finished. So let me lay them out here so you can see them. Alrighty, there we go. We have the 2 strips and the 4 squares. I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up, make a comment, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.